On to Good Morning Anambra show. Today is Friday. It's the third day of January 2025. Sometimes when we enter New Year, we make mistakes sometimes of calling. I had 2024 in mind, but thank God I said 2025. How are you? And I hope you're still basking in the euphoria of the New Year celebrations. Let's welcome you to our discussion this morning, where we are going to look at harnessing the gains of 2024 and paving the way for a transformative 2025. It's a beautiful year, no doubt, and I've been joined this morning to discuss this issue with a gentleman for excellence, a media public affairs analyst, Paulson Okeke. Paulson, we are glad to have you in the studios of Good Morning Anambra. I think this is your first time for the year 2025. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels so good. Surviving 2024 and moving into 2025. To God be the glory.
All right, you're welcome to the live show.
Thank you very much.
All right, now we are looking at harnessing the gains. An average Nigerian will say, or will pause to think, what gains actually did I make in 2024?
Well, an average Nigerian will think so, and most of us will say things so as well. But then we give God the glory that we witnessed 2025. So the gains of 2024 moving into 2025 is that, one, we should look at all those things that made us survive 2024. The 2024, no doubt, was a very difficult year for Nigerians. But owing to our resilience, we survived. So we should look at all those things that made us, and we see how we can advance those things into 2025. When I talk looking at those things, economically, Nigerians saw a very, very difficult year. But then, like I said, by the grace of God, we survived. Is it our trust in God that helped us? Is it the grace that helped us? We should look at all those things. Is it our hard work? Is it our efforts that enabled us to survive? These are things that we need to ponder and say, how did we survive? And I will tell you the truth. If you ask many Nigerians, how did you survive 2024? They will not. They cannot know how.
Inexplainable.
It is so inexplainable, because let me tell you that normal. Because I had actually asked somebody this question: how did you survive 2024? The man looked at me. So you're asking me to tell you how I survived? It is by the grace of God. I said, just by grace. He said yes. Because is it when you have 10,000 naira and go into the market, 10,000 naira will not buy anything for you? The man asked me, is it when in a month you'll be spending more than 200,000 naira to survive, and yet you don't know how the money came about? The man told me that last week that he gave his wife 20,000 to go and make a pot of soup. And that 20,000 naira could not make a pot of soup for the family of 4. He said so. Now the woman went to market and came back complaining. Is it when you cannot buy a bag of rice, 100,000 naira, and your salary is 70,000 naira, just a couple of months ago? Before then, it was 30,000 naira. Then a bag of rice is 100,000 naira. How did we survive? Is it when you come out to board a public bus, a drop that you normally pay 100 naira and they will tell you 300 naira? So you find out that it is pure grace. It is not by anything.
All right, now when we talk about gains, all that we gained in 2024, I don't know, you are a media person and you are in Anambra State. Can we talk about some things that we gained in the government of Anambra State, in the health sector, the infrastructure, the economy? What are some of the things that the government of Anambra State put in place to help her citizens?
Oh, well, I can only talk about one or two things.
Okay.
But the other things, in tangible terms, you cannot talk about them because you don't see them. You talk about the infrastructure that is going on here and there. Like some people will say Anambra is a huge construction site because you move over to this side, you see road construction going on. Okay. You move over to the other side, you see road construction going on. There are the things we can call the gains of 2024 that we are now
in terms of infrastructure.
In terms of infrastructure.
Okay.
We cannot talk about other things. If you talk about health development of in health sector, okay, you talk about primary health centers that are scattered all over the world across the state, in which Anambra has won an award.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say, oh, it's commendable because in the health sector, the government has actually done well in 2024 because our rural people can now access health care services in those health centers. So it is something to be thankful for. At least we thank our government, we thank our governor, Professor Soludo, for doing that. At least for calling it a need that our rural people should have access to health services. At least it will curtail some deaths, avoidable deaths. At least at the primary health center, our women can go there and take care of their child. The pregnant women will go there, maternal health and so on will be taken care of in all those areas. Fine. But you talk about other things, capacity building. The governor has actually done well in the empowerment of the youth.
The skill acquisition.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. Yeah, like this one job, two skills and so on that we saw in this state, where youths are gathered and offered, come and develop your potentials. If you know the skill, you can excel in it. Come and pick it up and develop your skill so that by tomorrow you go and leverage on it and help yourself instead of roaming the street looking for jobs that are not existing anywhere. By the time you learn these skills, you can open a shop for yourself, and before you know it, you become a boss. And you can employ others as well, because it's not just helping yourself, but you can help others. So that is one area we talk about when we talk about the governor has somehow created a huge employment for our youth. That is it.
All right. Well, let's still talk more about gains, over 2024, because just like you said earlier, that some people may ask, what actually have we gained? There's this saying that once there is life, there is hope for the living. So many people lost their lives last year. Some died as a result of ill health. Some were shot dead by, somewhere, a lot of things that happened. But we are alive today, strong and well. So in what ways, can we, I don't know, people that seem to have lost hope that maybe they didn't gain anything, what can you tell them, that they are alive today and hale and hearty?
No, that I'm alive today.
Is there much more gain?
No, yeah, that's where I'm coming from. That I'm alive today is something I should be happy about. Because a man woke up in the morning, went out, and he will not come back to his house. It's either he's abducted.
On the way.
Or he's hunted down by by people that you can say unknown gunmen. Because by the time our brothers roam the streets, carry guns, shooting sporadically, people who did not do anything to you, and we go out and we come back. Those of them that were gunned down, they were not more sinners than we are. But we survived because we were lucky, and that is grace. Because many people lost their lives for inexplicable reasons, for reasons of a fault that is not theirs. Yeah. They're just moving the street. So people will see a car driving, go, for nothing, a car that is passing, you open your gun, what for? So that we survived them is actually by grace, because it could have been us as well. But Amara Chineke, the grace of God, did not take us through such roads. And that is how we are living. There are some others who were sick. For one reason or the other, they could not have money to buy medicaments, and they die off. There are some others as well that were sick, but for one intervention or the other, the grace of God will send somebody to them and gives them money, and they go to a drug shop or a pharmacy shop and buy drugs, and are living today. So all these things are combined to make the survivors of 2024 happy.
All right. I think from what you said, being alive is enough gain. Is enough gain for anybody. Now, basing on what we have gained in 2024, what's the way forward? How do we pave way for a transformative 2025?
Yeah, in paving way for 2025, we still have to look inwards to see what made us survive 2024. Now, in looking back, then you look front, and you find out that the picture will be clearer. You should become optimistic. 2024 has gone for good, we thank God. But then, how are we going to survive 2025? We have to sit down to do some in-depth analysis of our lifestyle. What we did in 2024, how do we do it better in 2025? Is it by our hard work? Yeah, there are many who are doing one thing or the other. Those in businesses, those at work, those that engage in one meaningful venture or the other. Fine, how do we survive? We survived 2024 in spite of its hardship, in spite of its difficulties, and we survived. How do we survive 2025? Then let us improve on our efforts. Let us improve on our dedication, on our resilience, believing that God had been helping us. And we have to redefine our goals, as well as redefining our strategies.
All right, hold it there. There is this thing about the headlines that have been flashing from January 1, the kind of stories where the ASU started this year with saying that they are tagging it a year of long battle with the federal government. And of course, where we had some pictures of kind of cartoon where our president mounted a horse, and there's this write-up at the back that corruption is a thing of the past, kind of, because it was placed behind him, and it says he sees light at the end of the tunnel. And so many stories and so many people, telcos trying to say that they're going to increase 100% tariff hike. And somebody actually mentioned to my hearing that people should sit up, people should learn skills, because the tougher days are here. So in all this, from your description, is it going to be just individuals should work hard at helping themselves, or is it government should equally come in to help the people navigate this year, 2025? So in what ways, generally?
I think from what you have just said, when I was listening to Mr. President's speech, New Year message, it was a message of hope. But that message of hope has come more often than that those hopes should be translated into reality. Since 2024, the president became more of a motivational speaker than a president. Because the president has been encouraging Nigerians. Those encouragements should have been much better if he creates an environment that will help
translate into a tangible thing.
Into reality. But every time you tell Nigerians, it will be better, have patience, it will be better, have patience. There's a limit to a man's patience. That's one thing. There's a limit to a man's patience. Because by the time you continue telling me patience, patience, have patience, have patience, have patience, but you are not doing anything to assuage the challenges I'm having, I will begin to doubt what you are telling me. So that is it. So when Mr. President was talking New Year message of hope, message it will be better, it will be this, it will be that. Better days are coming, 2025 will be better, and so they are all promises. We have been waiting for those promises for him to cushion the effect of this economic hardship. They say petroleum subsidy will begin to enjoy the benefits. Well, if we will enjoy the benefits, please let us see it. Naira flotation, that was the cause of all these things we are suffering. We have not seen it because Naira is still 1,500 and above to $1. So until Naira drops to below 1,000 to $1, we will know that something is being done. Happily enough, Warri Refinery has joined Port Harcourt Refinery in working. So maybe before long, Nigeria will begin to export petroleum products again and will begin to earn dollars so that our economy could be boosted and we see things coming back to shape. But as at now and the way they are doing it, there is no hope yet. But then, there's another way to it. Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, in his press conference yesterday, still told the government to cut down the cost of governance. And I believed with him. I believe him so much. Why do I believe him so much? I believe him because the cost of governance is still high. If you see the convoy that follows Mr. President and or a minister or all the aides, and you will cry. You see the convoy that follows Mr. Senate President going to work in the same Abuja, or the Speaker of the House. I mean, this is in an economy such as ours, there should be no flamboyance in our lifestyle for those in government. Honestly speaking, because you cannot be telling us one thing and doing the other, and you want us to believe you. They told Nigerians to buckle up, to buckle their belts because of the challenges coming ahead. But they in government, instead of buckling their government, they begin to loosen it. You understand? So they should have made efforts to tighten up as well.
Leadership by example.
Leadership by example. So that if you are telling Nigerians to tighten up, we will believe you. But you cannot tell me to tighten up and you are losing your own because you are in government. You live in flamboyance while Nigerians are living in penury. It is wickedness. So let them take the gains of 2020. They in government I'm talking about. Take it down to our economy and see a way or two to improve this economy further. I wouldn't say they are not trying. They are trying, but they should try furthermore to ensure that Nigerians, the difficulties or the challenges we are facing, got lessened. That is it.
All right, the program is Good Morning Anambra Show, harnessing the gains of 2024 and paving way for a transformative 2025. We take a short break here. Let's feel the pulse of the masses. We'll be right back shortly. All right, we're back to the studios. Apologies for not being able to bring you the Vox Pop, where people expressed their own opinion, but not to worry. We're here looking at how we can harness the gains of 2024 for a transformative 2025. And in the studio, I'm still with a young, a vibrant media guru talking about this issue this morning, Paulson. Okay. All right. Now, according to NNPCL, that refineries are coming up on stream, the Warri and the Port Harcourt refinery, even the Kaduna, hopefully, they are all going to come up. So, and we can, credit this to the gains of 2024. And now, how do you think we can harness these gains to ensure that poor Nigerians get petroleum products at a reduced price? As people that all have these resources and they are working on it, how are they going to harness it?
Well, it is commendable for the refineries to come upstream again working, because the promise to revive our refineries had been there for more than a year, since 2023 ending. When the petroleum subsidy was withdrawn, the promise of Mr. President is that refineries will work before December 2023. And that never came to be. We entered 2024. There was a renewed promise that it will work in March. March came past. It was shifted to June to September. At the time, PCMD became so much ashamed of himself that he was saying, I was watching him on the telly, oh, this will be the last time, I will not promise again. It must definitely work in July. Take it in July, this will be me talking again, and they will say, oh, this man keep on giving on. It must work in July ending. We said, okay, July will come. And July came nothing. And the man never appeared on the screen again to make any promise. Rather, he went home to work. And by then, they keep on promising, and we keep on being hopeful. Until one day they say, Port Harcourt refinery will work next week. And that next week, it began to work. And there were jubilations across the country. For what reason? They said if NNPC refineries began to work, the prices of petroleum products will drop. That was a promise. The Port Harcourt refinery is working now, even at 60% capacity. It's working fine. Warri refinery is also working, has started working by yesterday. And there's this argument that it's just a makeshift, so that it will not continue to work. Because former President Olusegun Obasanjo was very, very skeptical about NNPC refineries working. And he's a man who knows it, and it's only him that can say it. That's why I believe in Obasanjo. Obasanjo is just that person who can say it the way it is in this country. He doesn't fear any man. He doesn't fear anything. Anything he sees going wrong, he will say it. He recalled that when he was president, like he was talking in an exclusive channel interview, he said when he was president that he commissioned a study for NNPC refineries. And that study did not encourage him to invest more money in NNPC. Therefore, he called Dangote. He first of all called Shell to come and take these refineries and run for us. And when Shell came, Shell said no, that they would not. He said, why? He said the refinery is obsolete. And one. And two, that there is a lot of corruption in NNPC that they cannot cope up. So he left. So the idea, when Shell left, he thought of what to do. He called Dangote, come and take this refinery. Dangote opted to buy $750 million. He said, okay, bring money. He sold it to Dangote and sold the other man to, what's the name, to another investor again, and left. So when his successor, late Yaradua, came, there was pressure to revise the sale. Nigerians, I could remember that NLC then said that he sold our national assets to his cronies and so on. So Yaradua, due to that pressure, Yaradua reversed, refunded Dangote his money. And since then, we entered into where we are. From 2014, Nigerian refineries stopped working. Over 2 billion naira, according to Obasanjo, was allegedly spent trying to revive it. So Obasanjo said that those monies were squandered because it could have been more, it could have been less. But in his words, it was squandered because he was so pessimistic that this refinery we are trying to jubilate and happy about that will not work for so long.
Okay, now you said something about obsolete equipment in that place. You know,
yeah,
can't they be resuscitated? You know, because we are looking at the transformative 2025.
Yeah. From what Obasanjo was explaining, then he was of the view that the money that will be used to resuscitate this one could build another new refinery. Okay. And that was his argument.
Fresh,
a completely new refinery. And that was why NNPC said, no, we can revive this one. And the government of the day said, go ahead and revive it. It would have done Nigeria much better. Why they are doing this? You spend money to build another refinery. After all, if Dangote can build a refinery, I don't see the reason why our government cannot build. At least it's a national asset as well.
Even if that one works and the other one works, they complement each other along the line. Okay, now what could be done? You know, because everything, just like what we were discussing in the morning, let the masses feel the pulse of what is happening. That is when they can say there is a transformation in the land. And that is when they will feel that the government are actually working for the people. What could be done?
Yeah, whichever way it is. What Nigerians are all concerned about is let the gains of NNPC refineries working trickle down to the masses.
Common masses.
How? Let the prices of petroleum products drop. That's all. The moment petroleum comes down to something like maybe in the neighborhood of 500 naira a liter, you will see this economy boosting again because activities will be everywhere. That is one thing. And you see prices of essential commodities dropping. And you see the masses being able to afford certain items of living. As it is today, things are very, very difficult. But if prices of petroleum products drops, honestly speaking, it will affect so many things in this country. Believe me, prices of food items will drop. Transportation will drop because the woman who went to Amansi to buy gari
will take transport to the market.
We pay transport. So when prices of transportation drop, the prices of gari will drop as well. That's it. So they should do well.
Oh, all right, as a Nigerian, living in Nigeria, knowing what Nigeria is all about, do you foresee any challenge that we're going to face in having a transformative 2025? If yes, you know, what are those some of those challenges?
We just entered into 2025. Saying there should be challenges now is like trying to be
Of course, once you are alive, once you are alive, there are challenges every day,
everywhere.
Every minute of the day.
But there's that saying that let's get to the river first before
you don't forget that government has work has been going on. The work never stopped because we were in last day. Yes, work never stopped. And going through the pages of papers, you can see pointers there. A lot of things. A lot of things we are already seeing. So I don't know why you're saying that it's too early to talk about challenges.
No, why I said so is that it's kind of been talking about devil's alternative. If there are challenges, what do we do? If there are challenges, we confront it, for goodness sake. I don't think Nigerians could face more challenges than they had actually faced 2024. Because that was when petroleum subsidy was biting. It bites so much because we are not used to that. So when we are suffering, even our president was kind of, we are suffering because we are living a fake good life, to use his words. Okay. That's Mr. President talking about what the situation we are facing, his countrymen we are facing. He said, yeah, I know you people are suffering because we had been living a fake good life. So how do we do it? How do we know we're living a fake good life, for goodness sake? Nigeria, we've been in this country, we are living a life of difficulties even before the advent of his administration. Former government, that's was Muhammad Buhari, his government was so difficult, so challenging. We survived it because of that one word, resilience. I must commend Nigerians, honestly speaking, because I had always been saying, if what happens in Nigeria happens in any other countries in Eastern Europe, there should be protest. The citizens will pour out to the street, protesting. In most countries, people embark on protests because of increase in prices of bread. People will pour out to the street. But in Nigeria here, there will increase in price of bread. Everybody, if you cannot afford it, come out of the road. Let those who can afford it go and buy. And so they take it as nothing because we are so resilient. So that's why I keep on using this word, resilient. We are used to suffering. And so on. So whatever difficulties, I will tell you, whatever difficulties that come our way tomorrow in this 2025, we will still survive it.
All right. As we wrap up the show now, it's been established that we gained something in 2024, if not for anything, that we are alive.
Gained life.
Yes. Now, what do you tell the people, as an individual, as a government, as an agency, wherever anyone finds himself or herself, what's the best way to go about getting Transformative 2025?
My only advice is let us continue to keep hope alive. There's that saying by Bertrand Hussein or Wilson that says, tough time never lasts. Tough people do. You understand? So let us develop thick skin to the challenges of the day, and let us continue to be hopeful that it will be better. And actually, it must someday get better.
All right, this is how we wrap up the show for today on Good Morning Anambra show. It's been great having Paulson Okeke in the studio to talk about harnessing the gains of 2024 and paving the way for a transformative 2025. We'd like to appreciate you so much for being here this morning.
Good. Thank you very much, Nai.
And that's it on Good Morning Anambra show for today. Thank you so much for watching, and join us tomorrow morning for a weekend show here on ABS. For now, it's a bye.